It's fan service time. Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Figma number 625 from Bunny Suit Planning. It's Veronica Sweetheart. More fan service. I love it. So we already had a look at the Bunny Suit Planning Sophia F Shirring in like the regular version and the other version. I don't remember the name, but here we got Veronica. Now featuring a lot more of a red style and also big boba and cute bunny ears. I love the designs of these gals. I love the fan service. So let's dive right into the review. And don't forget guys to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out, but I don't want to waste any more of your time. So let's have a look at the figure. I'm honestly impressed already. Taking her out of the packaging, it's a lot of fun. But let's have a look at the size real quick. First things first, she stands at about 15.5 centimeters to the top of the head and almost 17 to the top of the bunny ears, which means 4 inches, we're going up to 6 inches and 6.9-ish to the bunny ears. Size comparisons.
Here's Jolter, Stage Figure Art Son Goku, both versions of Figma Sophia F Shirring, Figma Power, the Snail Shell Lustia figure, and Darkseid.
Overall, look and detail. Man, I love this figure. The minimalistic armor really makes the body shine. The voluptuous curves and yeah, she's thick. No joke. But anyway, the figure is also no slouch when it comes to the look, the paint, and everything we got. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so the bunny ears are only clamped on, so that's why it's just kind of disconnected. Don't worry, it doesn't really break off unless you push it in the wrong direction. But we have some beautiful red metallic which really pops. A little bit of a darker red and the gold. Then we go down to the face sculpt. This is also one of the more detailed ones. I love a lot more rounded eyes with the light blue and the blue in there. And she also has some yellow eyeshadow. That's kind of rare, but I like it. Then the hair is lovely, it's popping, it's lively, goes in all kind of sorts of directions, and it's also nicely connected in the back. You know, we have this hair kind of draped over the rest of it, so you don't see the joints in there, and yes, there are joints in there. Have a look at the beautiful back, which again just has a little bit of armor. The shoulder pads with the nice and gold. Almost like a, for whatever reason, the shoulder pads kind of remind me of Warhammer. That's the only thing that's kind of Warhammer about this figure, really, but yeah. Also, yeah, I'm not gonna tease you any longer. I'll give you a good look at the ginormous boba with some see-through red plastic over it. Also has some detail kind of molded and I think a little bit painted in there. No matter what they did, it does give off a really nice effect. Then you have the shoulder pads, which has protector unit, where you have some more see-through red plastic and more on the forearm. The combination of the see-through red plastic and then the metallic red plastic does look very nice, and even like the fists, seems like those are also made from see-through red plastic. Is the ball joint also made from see-through red plastic? Please don't say it is. No, I think it's like a regular black ball joint. Whew, because see-through plastic ball joints are terrible. They always break off. Then we also have this kind of tie that goes down here. Unfortunately, there's no joints like tucked between the bobas. I would have liked at least a swivel, so that always gets a little bit in the way. Then we have the beautiful hip part, and there's actually some articulation. At first look, you don't really see, but if you have a closer look, that's like a diaper part, which is soft plastic, and that's why there's a minimal difference in color than it is for the rest of the figure, you know, because it's soft-ish plastic. But I still think it's done very nicely, and you barely notice it. So that's really cool. Like they put some genuine effort into designing this figure and making the articulation work. We have some more panels on the side of her big thighs. We have the thigh squish also. All of this comes together. Knee parts have some more armor on there with some see-through, and these side panels, a little bit of rotation on there. We'll get to the articulation in just a second. As we move down, have some more beautiful gold see-through red plastic and the blood red metallic, and also like more in the back over here. I mean, overall, this figure is just fun to look at. For the articulation, I'm actually pleased with some things, and other things I don't really know. So the head, first and foremost, goes back and forth. Does tilt side to side, and you can also swivel it all the way around, but just be careful not to scratch any of your beautiful red. Although I don't have any scratching issues so far, but with the hair floating around and whatnot, that might be something to be aware of. So we do have the I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a double ball combination. You have a ball joint and a hinge in between, so we do have pretty free range of the hair, a lot more than I expected it. So you can bring that up and down, and you can also tilt it side to side, well, a little bit, and also swivel it. Double ball combination for the shoulder. You do have a ball hinge and another ball that goes into the chest area. However, due to the nature of the shoulder pads, you're not really getting much upward movement with that. If you get it into like a different angle, you know, it's still a ball hinge, but the shoulder pad constantly gets in the way, and then the ball joint in the chest area, you can shift that up and down, back and forth just a little bit, not too much. So I mean, you still get some decent forward motion, I feel like, and it looks fairly clean. And you know me, I prefer to have a cleaner look than to have like this all kind of cut up. Could have just thought of something to make with the shoulder pads, like maybe just a little ball so you can move it to the back. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. So we do have a bicep swivel and a simple ball hinge in the elbow. That's like your classic Figma stuff. It does have some good range though. Then the fist is on another ball hinge, goes up and down and can be swiveled. Then we have the chest area, does move nice enough actually, back and forth. Also like that it doesn't leave any gaps. That's also like something I'm allergic to. Does tilt side to side and does swivel. If you do it slowly, I think it works, but the big boba does get in the way at some point where the hip part gets a little bit wider again. So then for the lower half, I know I said how there's like a diaper part, but I don't know what they got in there, because there's just a little bit of rotation and back and forth movement is fine. I just really don't get that much out of it either. So I guess it's really tight, again, to cover up any holes, but yeah, the hip part doesn't really move that, the waist, well, the lower waist doesn't really move that far. Then for the legs, can move it up. Well, you can, if you move it out, you can move it up maybe a little bit more. Move out to the side nicely, it's covered up a little bit in there, and then it also moves to the back, but we do have this ugly gap. So design for legs, I'm not really sure about this. I don't like these like gappy things. You only get the gap though when you move it forward. I like that they molded the butt on the actual butt, so if you rotate it out, you know, the butt still retains its look. And not like these other cut up butt figures. I don't like that. Don't cut up the butt. Like, just mold it onto the thigh. You get like a big thigh and you got a butt mold. No matter how you rotate it, you still have a nice cake in there. Also, we do have a thigh swivel, and we have double hinge knees on a Figma. Woo! I really shouldn't celebrate something that should be standard, but hey, I'm happy that they're doing it sometimes at least. The knee joint also is a little bit wobbly, so that's not great. And then for the foot, I think that's another double ball combination. We have like this piece where you can rotate it, bring it side to side, bring it forward, backward, and also swivel it around without any issue. But, you know, she doesn't stand on her own, obviously, because of these big freaking heels. And that's it. And now for the fun part, the bunny suit planning special. I'm going to get the boring stuff out of the way. You get a base. You always get a base with every Figma. If you're new to this, that's what you always get. And you also have like another pack to put onto the base, and you got a replacement pack for the wrist area. There we go. Then we also got the hands. I got a closer look at them now. They're not see-through plastic, but they're just really shiny, glossy paint job on there. So, you know, you have some hands to hold on to a variety amount of weapons. You have like the bigger holes, a lot looser grip, and then you got the open hands and the folded hands for some fighting poses and whatnot. So a lot to play around with that. Also, face sculpts are beautiful. I love these ones. They have like the curious looking to the side face, and then there's also the angry gritting teeth face. My camera doesn't focus on it right now at all, so I'm gonna put that in the put some pictures in the video anyway. And then you have like the yelling face. All these faces, I love them. Love them, love them, love them. And then you have these this big sword, this tactical photon blade, as it says on it. Nice see-through plastic, and a handle which you can just detach to slide it into the hand. or anything else you want to combine it with. That is actually relevant because, you know, that also leaves a hole. What are we doing with this hole? Well, in this scenario, there's a lot, because here are the weapon accessories. There's a lot you can play around with. So first and foremost, so you can take the front panel off, and then you have some holes over there, and you have a special piece for that. You can connect that on either side. Now what do we do with that? Well, you have another hole in the front, so you can just display it like that, so she has a gun. Or let's say we take one of these daggers, which has some more see-through plastic and can be taken apart. Well, the handle can be taken off, so we have a hole in there. So you could put the handle in there, but that would be stupid, right? So leave the handle on there, and let's instead take the blade. So you can put the blade in there. Boom. Let me do that slowly, not break anything off. So now you have some extra blade. Unfortunately, you get this piece for only one side. Would have been cool to have it just dual wield that stuff. But if that's not enough for you, you always have these axes, which also have holes on the top and on the bottom, so you can play around with that. Oh, you want to have your axe a classic style, or you want to have your axe, you know, display like that. You can do that. Also, that's like a different handle, completely different handle that you can put on just basically anything, or you can just put the axe on the side. Oh, that doesn't work. Why is that hole in there? Oh, I think there was a different part for that. So, also, we have these panels on the side, which can be rotated, but you can also take them off. Well, now we have another peg hole over there. Let's see if we can put the axe on there. So now you have something to hold on to the axes, something to hold on to the swords. If you just want to put it on the side of her leg, you can do that. If you want to display like that, if you want to take off the handle, you can do that. So, has a lot more playability with that. And also this thing has a hole. So you can probably stick that on something else as well. Now, that's not even it, because we also have this piece of plastic which you can attach to her back. Attach to the back, and what does that do? Well, you see it has some pegs on the side. Well, let's see. Can we put an axe on that? Yes. I'm just gonna put it on regardless. I don't really see so well on the camera, but yeah. Can put the axes on there. But the best part about it, so you have one hole to put her on the base, but you also have the other hole for this arm piece to hold on to the blade. You have a clamp on the sides, on the top over here. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to break anything off, and you have two hinges. This one's kind of limited, but this one moves up and down, so you put that in the back and you hold on to the sword, or you hold it on like this, or you hold it on whichever way you like. Also, there's a swivel on the top, and she can carry around basically all her weapons, and that's a lot of fun. Final thoughts! I like this figure. Obviously, I love the design, as I've been gushing about it since I've taken it out of the box. The different paint applications also work very well together, from the see-through plastic to the metallic ones, and it has a bunch of very cool accessories, and as the bunny suit planning characters do have, you can combine all of this to make your own kind of wonky poses and whatnot. Handling this figure, however, is not fun. I've had so many issues. It's like the ears keep popping off, you know, the ones on the hat, and the face is just annoying to remove. The hands, I couldn't even get those off at the beginning, and then the entire kind of whatchamacallit, all of this in the back that's holding on to the sword, it's just kind of overcomplicating things and has a weird angle. So I don't know, getting it into place without getting the hair in there, without getting the base in there. There's too much stuff going on overall. Also, the articulation is good for the most part. I mean, the torso area is a little bit weak. I do appreciate the double hinge knees, even though that should be like a standard at this point. And you still get some cool poses. I mean, the figure's still nimble, and I don't hate it. So, yeah, I still recommend this figure. Again, even though playing around with this figure was a bit frustrating for me, it still has a lot of cool accessories and a lot of cool options. Faceplates, whatnot, to put her into some great poses for some pictures. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Veronica sweetheart wants.